Welcome to your tour of the Cowtown. I'm NBC5 meteorologist Jennifer Lopez and a Cowtown veteran myself. The first Cowtown was run on the streets of Fort Worth in 1979, more than 30 years ago, and enjoyed or survived by more than 70,000 runners since. The course we are about to take you on was first designed for the 2011 race, but incorporates several sections of courses developed over the years. In 2011, we tailored the course to add some of Fort Worth's unique neighborhoods and wonderful city sights. Our race starts here at the Will Rogers Memorial Center, home of the famous Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, which occurs every January. Will Rogers is in the heart of Fort Worth's Cultural District. I'm standing at the start, the intersection of Gindy and Burnett Tandy Drive, in front of the remarkable Cowgirl Hall of Fame Museum and the popular Fort Worth Museum of Science and History. While you run our great route, your friends and family can visit these terrific venues along with some world-renowned art museums just a short walk down the street. There you will find the Modern, the Amon Carter, and the Kimball Museum. Now let's get started. As we run out of Will Rogers, we turn east onto the gradual downhill of Lancaster Avenue for a fast, easy start to the race. That's the distinctive vaulted roof of the Kimball on our left, and 1 block away we can see the shimmering glass walls of the Modern Museum, one of Fort Worth's newest. We'll run under the Lancaster Bridge into beautiful Trinity Park, and then past the Duck Pond, a favorite quiet spot for park goers through the generations. This is just a short jog through the park for now, but we'll return here before the race is complete. Out of Trinity Park, we're on to West 7th Street and into the SO 7 district. The landmark Montgomery Ward's building stands tall over this section of 7th Street. It's the anchor for the beautifully developed residential and retail area known as Montgomery Plaza. The area is very convenient to the start and finish of the Cowtown, so it's popular among runners, their families, and friends all weekend long. Once past Montgomery Plaza, we find ourselves in the Linwood neighborhood, whose residents survived the F2 tornado of 2000. The headquarters of the National Cutting Horse Association is along the route, as is the imposing 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It's a statue at Greenwood Cemetery. Just before mile 4, we're going to cross the West Fork of the Trinity River. We'll cross the river 2 more times today. The Trinity represents the low points of elevation on what is generally a flat and fast course. I'll give you an idea of elevation changes along the way, but keep in mind that you can find an elevation chart on our webpage at cowtownmarathon.org. Anytime we leave the Trinity River, we're going to have to climb slightly, but this short hill is well worth it. We're on Grand Avenue, which borders the historic Oakwood Cemetery. Since its founding in 1879 by Fort Worth pioneer John Peter Smith, Oakwood has been Fort Worth's resting place for the notable, the notorious, and people from all walks of life. Look through the glorious trees here and check out downtown Fort Worth. We'll be there before you know it. We're coming into mile 5 about now. How do you feel? Legs getting warmed up? Comfortable with your pace? Well, the Cowtown takes place the last weekend of February starting at 7 a.m. That early start means that we can be well on the road during the cool hours of the morning. It's often perfect weather the last weekend of February, but it's unpredictable. Usually the temperature is comfortably in the 40s and 50s during the race. Now we've made our way to the north end of Circle Park. In front of us is J.P. Elder Middle School, built in 1927. We'll continue on through the North Side neighborhood, one of the city's oldest, and home to some of Fort Worth's most famous Mexican food restaurants. If we're on the north side, the Fort Worth Stockyards, a National Historic District, must be just around the corner. Check out the incredible view as you turn onto Exchange Avenue and head down the hill into one of the city's most visited landmarks. For many years, the Stockyards is where the Cowtown Marathon started and finished. On race day, this will be lined with cheering fans. When you have time to stop, you'll want to come back and visit Billy Bob's Texas, the Stockyards Museum, and the Cowtown Coliseum, just to name a few. At the turn of the 20th century, meat packing was a major industry here, and we get a view of the remnants of the Armour and Swift plants that employed hundreds in their day. We're now on the northernmost point of the course and heading south on Main Street, the course's longest straightaway. The Tarrant County Courthouse sits atop the Main Street Bridge, and it's in our sight for nearly 2 miles. The bridge will be our second crossing of the Trinity River and the most challenging hill on the course. On race day, the Main Street Bridge will be lined with spectators, family members, and friends, all boosting us up the hill, around the courthouse, and into Sundance Square. As we approach Mile 10, we're in the heart of downtown and near all that Sundance Square has to offer. Perhaps you're staying at one of the many quality hotels and enjoying the nightlife around here. The serene Fort Worth Water Gardens, often referred to as a cooling oasis in the concrete jungle, is just past the sidewalk here. I'm here on the south side of downtown Fort Worth, where the marathon splits and the half marathoners head to the finish line. Once the half marathoners split from the marathon course, there's a little more than 2.5 miles to the finish line. Lancaster Avenue offers a nice, clean stretch of road with modern art anchoring the median. That's the original Texas and Pacific Railroad terminals, too. The nice downhill to the Lancaster Street Bridge also offers an inviting view of the Will Rogers Complex. Once off the bridge, it's a short run to the finish for a satisfying 13.1-mile route. So while the half marathoners cross the finish line, we're just getting warmed up. Come on, marathoners, let's go. We're now on South Main Street. This terrific flat stretch of the course takes us to the near South Side area, which dates back to the beginning of the 20th century and was developed as the city's first streetcar suburb. Today, the near South Side is an eclectic and diverse mixed-use community. Broadway Baptist Church, established in the 1890s, is just a couple of blocks west and visible from here. You can't miss the iconic Vandervoort's Dairy, still in operation today. We'll turn on to West Magnolia and run past the Paris Coffee Shop, established in 1926 and famous for their delicious homemade pies. There are so many unique near South Side restaurants worthy of visit along West Magnolia when our run is done, but no time for that now. So let's make a left turn and continue south into the historic Fairmont neighborhood and a look at one of the nation's richest collections of turn-of-the-century housing. Fairmont is comprised of about 20 subdivisions platted between 1883 and 1907. The area offers a vibrant, engaged neighborhood filled with residents who line the curbside to cheer you on. We may catch a glimpse of Fairmont's award-winning community garden and hear the rumble of Mondo drummers while taking in the sights. How's the run feeling so far? We're nearing our halfway point, passing the Cowtown Marathon office as we head through the tree-lined Berkeley Place neighborhood. Beyond Berkeley, we turn south at the stone gates marking the entrance of Forest Park. The gates were built by the city in 1917 and restored by the local neighborhood in 1980. Here come the neighborhoods surrounding Texas Christian University. We cross over the Park Hill Bridge, where the stately site of St. Stephen Presbyterian Church stands on the hill above us. If we are lucky, we can hear the peal of the church's 5 tower bells, which range in weight from 1,000 pounds to 5,000 pounds. One more turn and we're past the gated entrance to the circular streets of the Park Hill neighborhood. Look at the beautiful Spanish architecture existing side by side with majestic Tudor Revival homes dating back to the early 1920s. Check out the old-style street lights and the large trees that add elegance to this area. Listen carefully. We may even hear the roar of a tiger coming from the Fort Worth Zoo just below. There's little doubt where we are as we begin to run through a portion of campus. TCU has been located here since 1911, but only on the marathon course since 2004. Race Day is a great opportunity for the home of the 2011 Rose Bowl champions to come out and support the runners. Go Frogs! Now it's across Berry Street towards mile 17. We enter the West Cliff West neighborhood, passing Fort Worth's Fire Station number 21 and the West Cliff Shopping Center, first serving the community over a half-century ago and still thriving today. These streets are a great spot to take in the city's southwest side, where friendly residents become spectators who cheer us on. We're at the southernmost point of the course when we hop onto the trail that enters Foster Park. a tranquil trail perfect for running. Foster Park exits into the Overton Park neighborhood, home to the long, winding city park of the same name. This part of Fort Worth was a working cattle ranch until 1954. Get ready. This is where we'll pass the 20-mile point and the daunting wall. There. That wasn't so bad, was it? Well, what a pleasant, peaceful surrounding to help us take the wall in stride and continue the push to the finish. At mile 21, we are in the heart of the Tanglewood neighborhood, one of the lowest areas along this branch of the Trinity River, and originally dairy farmland in the 1930s. The shaded streets make this a favorite training route for local runners throughout the year. Entering the Colonial Country Club area, we'll pass mile 22. Now, if this wasn't a race, we'd stop and play a round of golf on the course made famous by the PGA tournament that's held here each spring. Ben Hogan, a golfing legend and Fort Worth native, experienced many successful rounds along these tree-lined fairways. From the Colonial, we pass the Log Cabin Village and cross the Trinity River for the third and the final time. Here we re-enter the Trinity River Trail at approximately mile 24. Wow, we're finally getting close. As we enter the south end of Trinity Park, we'll run along the road next to the Trinity River, offering one of my favorite views of the Fort Worth skyline. Mark Twain loved the view too. It's tradition that the Fort Worth Runners Club staffs the last fluid station here and loves to hoop and holler at runners, encouraging us towards the finish. It's a short stretch of road to Crestline Drive, where we'll run just behind Farrington Field, then cross University Drive into the Will Rogers Complex and on to the finish. Congratulations, you finished the Cowtown. Of course, on race day, Gindy Street will be lined with spectators, families, and friends, all cheering you down the final few feet to the finish line at Will Rogers Memorial Center. I love running the Cowtown, and I look forward to seeing you out here on race day. Whether you're a first-time marathoner or a veteran, I think you will enjoy all the Cowtown has to offer. So keep training. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck on race day.